An act of family violence has left 3 young children dead and a mother in a critical condition after a horrific car fire at Camp Hill in Brisbane this morning. Their father, former NRL player Rowan Baxter, also died at the scene. Police say he had stab wounds. His wife Hannah is fighting for her life after escaping the burning vehicle. She had been allegedly doused with petrol moments before the car exploded. And a warning, the content in this story may distress some viewers.
A devastating morning for emergency services that rocked a quiet suburban street. The 3 little children didn't stand a chance.
It's a horrific scene. It will be a horrific thing for emergency services, police, fire and ambulance to deal with in the coming days.
The father has been identified as former New Zealand Warriors player Rowan Baxter. His children, Lena, Aliyah and Trey, aged 6, 4 and 3. And their mother, 31-year-old Hannah Baxter. Witnesses say she was heard screaming for help, shouting she'd been covered in petrol moments before the car burst into flames.
She had severe burns to a significant part of her body. She was treated for those burns. We secured her airway on scene.
Only alive because she was pulled from the driver's seat while still on fire.
We did all we could, but it was confronting.
A Good Samaritan who desperately tried to help the family in the burning car is now in hospital with burns himself to his face and hands. Neighbours were visibly shaken by what they'd seen.
Bit upset.
Just sad, that's all. Shouldn't happen.
It's horrible, really horrible.
Investigators at the scene are also reeling from the tragedy. The charred wreck can be seen from the air. The explosion tore off a door panel and shattered the glass.
I've seen some horrific scenes. This is up there with some of the best of them. It's a terrible thing to be presented with, but we'll work through it.
All of the crews that attended have been stood down at another location.
And offered counselling. The ABC has confirmed the couple was going through a bitter separation, although no formal custody application is with the family court. Rowan Baxter had a series of friends looking out for him as they were worried about his state of mind. It's a tragedy that's hard to fathom with videos like this. A dad playing with his beautiful children, who not long ago was also posting happy snaps on his Facebook page. They were fitness trainers, business partners who had it all until their marriage fell apart. It's understood the children had been living with their mother. Lexi Hamilton-Smith, ABC News.
Tributes are flowing for the children and their mother as she remains at the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital in a critical condition. Stephanie Zillman reports.
Hannah Baxter's social media shows a picture of fitness, a competitive trampoline champion and a busy mum to her 3 children, Lena, Aliyah and their little brother Trey. Their father, Rowan Baxter, had also been into professional sports. Until December, the couple had owned a gym in Capalaba. The gym's Facebook page doesn't announce the gym's closure, but it's now been replaced by a neighbouring business.
I'm Rowan.
And I'm Hannah. And whether you're just getting started or whether you already have some experience, we would love to hear more about how we can help you improve your health and fitness journey.
On the couple's former business website, 31-year-old Hannah describes herself as a passionate mum who represented Queensland in trampoline sports for 4 consecutive years and won medals at an international level. She'd also worked at the PCYC for 7 years, teaching gym to 5-year-olds. This video on Ms Baxter's Facebook page shows her 2 daughters playing at the gym. Her estranged husband, 42-year-old Rowan Baxter, described himself as a top fitness coach who once played professional NRL in New Zealand. On Instagram, a post from 2017 shows former Broncos star turned Australian rugby player Sam Fireday training with him. In recent weeks, Baxter's social media was awash with photos of him with his children, saying he loved and missed them. This video of 3-year-old Trey falling asleep while getting his hair cut posted on the 18th of November last year. Other videos were accompanied by the hashtags Daddy Daycare and My World. Now his social media account is littered with angry comments from the public. Stephanie Zillman, ABC News, Brisbane.
Hannah Baxter remains at the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital. Let's go live now to our reporter Lexi Hamilton-Smith, who's there. Lexi, what's the latest on her condition?
Well, Matt, look at the scene. We were told she had those significant critical injuries. We've been told they were burns to literally over 90% of her body. We then have been told later today that she was put on life support as her family rallied round. They've been there all afternoon, but there's still a couple of relatives on their way from the Gold Coast. They now have to make that terrible decision on what to do, and I don't know how you make that one, Matt. It's a really difficult time, but when you look at those injuries from what the ambulance officers have told us, it is very unlikely that she could survive those terrible burns.
Yeah, it's an awful situation, and our thoughts are with her and her family, but you also have more information now on what happened to Rowan Baxter.
Look, we do. Initially, police told us that all 5 of them were in the vehicle and burnt effectively, but they've now been able to reveal that he had actually stabbed himself. So what we're piecing together is the mum was driving the kids to school. He has somehow jumped into the vehicle on the passenger side. He has allegedly doused her with fuel. There's been some flammable ability to set the car on fire, and he has jumped out of the car and was later found dead on the footpath with stab wounds to his abdomen. So what a bizarre day and such a tragedy, and I guess a lot more of this is going to come to light as this investigation continues.
Yes, indeed. Lexi Hamilton-Smith, thank you. And if you or someone you know needs help, please call 1800 RESPECT or Lifeline on 131114.